Welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates. Thank you for joining me today and welcome to Scrapbooking Saturday. So this is where we take a scrapbooking page from either workshop kit or we make up myself and we make a double page scrapbooking. Spectacular, shall I call it. Anyway, today we're using the page from Celebrating Together. It's going to be the last two pages. A reason being is back in 2025, my mum celebrated in December her 80th birthday, and we went away and met up with family and friends. So I have documented it, or wanted to document it, should I say. And so these are the photographs. And I knew when I had, I saw the celebration kit that this was going to be what I wanted to use. It's not the all full colours, but she says, coughing, that it does work well. So I'm liking it's the cloud cover that we've used here. I'm just putting on excuse me, removable glue dots so I can stick my pages down quickly and effectively. So obviously if you haven't seen these glue dots before, they are easy to remove and don't tear your pages, but it just keeps everything in place even rather than space. I will be using my flip flaps. I've got two that are 3 by 4 inches and one that's 4 by 6. That's so I can add more photographs than this particular page spread allows. Oh, excuse me. It's not a good start to the morning, is it? Right, okay, so let's see. I've got loads of ephemera which come with the kit, which I'll show you in a moment. These are my photographs. So they're just basically the photographs of us all catching up with our friends and family that we haven't seen for years because they live abroad. Right, okay, so we've got this dark side of the cloud cover. Sorry, light side of the cloud cover, so that we can use the dark side to make our pages pop. So we've got two there. Then we've got that one goes that way, and that one goes that way. So I've used the cuts that have been suggested in the kit, but I'm just going to layer it out in my chosen way. It will be pretty similar to what they've wanted. Now this is a strip that comes with the kit. I'm just going to take the stickiness off so I can put it in place and make sure it's exactly where I want to do. The best thing to do that is to run it over your skin, and oh hello, that comes off as well. Let's get rid of that bit. Could always use that bit at another time. And this just run it over, takes off most of the stickiness, and then you can always add sticky if you should need to. I'm going to put that one down there. You'll find that most of it is similar, it's just slightly different from what we're going to do. Right, so let's work out where the photographs are going to go. So I've got 3 photographs that are going to go on this side. These ones are for there. Oh, here we go. So I've got my 2 sons. Unfortunately, my daughter wasn't able to make it. And then that's those ones. So you've got 3 by 3 and 3 by 4s. And then over here on this side, I've got my photographs. So I've got 3 4 by 6s, and obviously it only asks for 1. I have 2 portrait 3 by 4s, which will go probably down there actually. And then I have 2 3 by 4s in a landscape, which will go over there. So that is the outlay that they suggest. And I can now bring in all my beautiful ephemera. I'm going to stick that down there for the moment. This bit is to go over here, and it gives you like a border. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that bit down first, and then I will stick everything else, and then we can add the ephemera. So what I want to do is just add a strip in the middle like that. Put you into place. And then I know it's going to go slightly off. So I'm going to put the camera on hold, and I will stick the lines down, the papers down, and come back to you. Okay, and we're back. Right, so everything's stuck down apart from the photographs and this strip here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this strip to the side of this paper. It is still a bit sticky, so we should be okay. If not, I will add a bit more stick to it. There we go. Let's run my finger down. It gives you an extra border, and then it just tells you not to go over that line, really. There we go. So as you can see, it was Christmas, and that's why I've gone for, I liked the greys, because it picked up the flowers or the tree colour quite well. Everything else was quite rich in colour because it was Christmas, and this particular set has a lot of bright colours in it, so I didn't want to use those, but I am using the florals that come with it. Right, so that is the layout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop the photographs down. So best thing to do, only put one in the middle, position it to where you want it. There we go. And then do the same with this one, because the others we will add into a flip flap. There we go. And then the same with this one. Oops. By putting it in the middle like this, it allows you to tuck things underneath should you need to. I probably won't need to today, but it makes it easier. And I don't know, I didn't stick these ones down, so let's do that. Let's stick those down. So that goes along there. I just want to make sure that this strip appears, it's not being covered up totally by the photographs. It just gives you that definition. I'm able to make sure that these are straight because I'm actually following the lines of the stars, which is really good. There we go. Right. Perfect. Right. So next we are going to, the ephemera is the next thing to add. So I've got all these beautiful pieces that came through with Project 3, and they're all based around drinking and having a good time. So I've got these these mugs that are to go down the side. Got this wonderful sentiment that says "Let's celebrate," which I think is appropriate considering it's her 80th. We've got these lovely sprigs of, I suppose, I wonder what they are. I've got lemon, one up there. Let's take that out and put that one there. I can go under there. And then I've got sprigs. Another one. Let's get those. Swap those over so we don't get all the colours mixed together. I think that was going to work. I'll put that one, the lemon, behind the glass rather than over the glass, so it just looks like it's inside. Perfect. And then we've got these beautiful large sprigs of I wonder if they're thyme or they're I can't think what else they could be, but they look very good. Something that you would definitely put in your glass. Quite long though, aren't they? That's the thing. Right, I've got another one here. Yeah. So that's going to go onto the other side of here and sort of counteract the two of them. I've got the place to put my journaling. So I'm going to pop that down here. And then probably, I've got this strip which is meant to go up here and a bit down the bottom. So what might be an idea is just to cut it. So let's grab a pair of scissors. And I'm just going to cut it. So you've got 2/3 at the top and 1/3 at the bottom. So that will go into there and out to there. So it looks like it's one long piece. Then I can add that. And then this bit goes under, goes under there. I think that works. And we can put our journaling on it. This is meant to go into the middle. I'm wondering if I should cut it in half so that I could use it somewhere else. Let's hold on to it first. So there's a Let's Celebrate. I've got this, if I can pick it up. There we go. I've got this strip of black which counteracts this, balances that piece over there. That will go under there. Let's remove that. Then you've got your Let's Celebrate that goes over the top. You've got this beautiful flowers that go underneath. Now I'm thinking we need to bring it down. So the flowers would go there. Then this could go over the top. Let's glue that down. That's quite good because that's quite sticky. And then we can pop the Let's Celebrate over the top. And then the photographs is in the right place. All right, let's stick that down now. So again, using the Stampin' Seal, I'm just going to add little bits of here and there. I'll go over there. And then I'm just going to add tiny bits of the Stampin' Seal to the Let's Celebrate. Don't need to smother it in glue. I'm going to put it up high this time, I've decided, rather than down low. So we've got this Let's Celebrate. Let's see what else I can do. I've got some sprigs over there. I think that's virtually done. Let's put the sprigs glue-wise into here. That comes down to there. And then I'm going to add this one up on dimensional. Let's bring those in. There we go. I want the dimensionals to go down this side so that they're not on the actual photograph. There you go. Give that a little bit of a cut. And then I'll just use that one to go around there. Take off my backings. Oh, that was quite a tough backing to come off. Try that again. Come on. There we go. Normally come off quite easily. And then I can make sure that they're not on the photograph. There. But they do work the way in. So that's quite good. I'm liking that. I'm happy with that. I still haven't decided whether or not I should cut this in half and maybe add a half up there. Let's do that. Let's cut that in half. So we're going to cut it in half. I'm going to add a bit of glue to that. And that will go under there. Just to there. Let's pop this bit down as well. We can pick it all up. Right, so the first thing we need to do is just add a strip of glue along the middle there. Everything else should fit underneath. Work out where that's going. That's going to go there. There we go. That'll hold it. Now what we can do is we've got this bit. It's going to go here. So let's add that and ease it up. Perfect. And then I've got the tall bit, which will go there. There. Right, let's add the glue there. Gives you that long section. And obviously I can write on that later. That bit will go down here. So let's do that. Whoops. Right. Then we can add our sprig. Seems a bit too tall. Do you know, I'm going to chop that. It just feels too big, too long to me. So I'm going to pop that down there so that it's about the same height as that one. So let's just add a bit of Stampin' Seal. There we go. And then our half circle. That will come and slide into there. So let's do that. Perfect. Okay, so let's see what else I need to do. I think that's, I'm going to hold on to those two. They say project 3, but I'm not sure I'm going to use them. I think they're to go on here, but I think the way I've balanced it, I'm happy with. So let's stick that one down with a bit of glue. Let's work out where that's going to go. There. So that will go about there. And let's glue that down. That'll go onto there. That one go in the middle. So there. Take it off. I'm going to stick that one down. I'll go there. And then we can add that one to there. Then we've got our small tumblers where we can add our sprigs. So let's add a bit. Oh, hold on, don't tear that. There we go. Oh, we're doing well today. So let's put that there. And then the tumbler can go on the top there. There we go. And now we can do the same. This one's slightly smaller. So I'm going to put that one that way. So I'll leave that there, and I'm just going to put the tumbler over the top, and hopefully that will hold. Yeah, that holds it in place. So all we need to do now is to add our extra photographs. So that one will go over there, that one will go over there, and then these two will go over there, and I'll use them in the flip flap files. Now if you have not used a flip flap before, basically what happens is this goes inside the flap. There it is. Photograph out like so. This strips off and you fold it back on itself, and then you will attach it like that, but you'll put it inside the sleeve first, and it just means people will look up. Now if you're going to do it this one like I've got here, because I've got double photographs, you'll do one that goes in there like so. That'll go over. Now you're going to have to turn it over, so the photograph needs to go in almost upside down, and that fits in there, so that when you flip it, the photograph is the right way around. Sorry if there's a glare on that. Right, so thank you ever so much for today. for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this quick scrapbooking page for our Saturday. It is, don't forget, it is called, she says, turning it over, Celebrate Together. It's got some beautiful, these are not the only pages. There are 2 other double page spreads you can use it. You've got, and I can see there's lots of colour in those ones. There's like a beach scene here, birthday party and that kind of thing. So thank you ever so much for joining me today, and I will see you back on Monday for a stamp set of the week, and of course I'll be back next Saturday with our next scrapbooking page. So thanks a lot, everybody. Take care. Bye.